What up? It's Eddie Block. I made this video because I said I was going to give you guys an update on the 4-door car I was building. This is going to be it. It's the Supernatural Join the Hunt kit they had made, the 1967 Chevy. It's a 4-door. So my plan, I was going to turn it into some kind of goon car, and I'm definitely going to leave it black because it got that menacing look to it. I'm going to leave it just like that. But yeah, that's going to be the next build. It's that box right there. The Supernatural. I'm going to build that. And a couple other cars that I had recently finished up. They out here looking good. When I made the other video, I noticed you couldn't really see the clear coat on there. I guess it's because of the color, but the car does have a nice clear coat. And I put the pipes coming out the side in case anybody didn't notice what that was. Yeah. But yeah, I got the Supernatural. It's gonna be all black, but I'm gonna put a couple of flip it, and do the green wires and stuff. Here's some old stuff that I had left over. That's a servo, and you guys need to check out Mac Donaldson, man. His name is Mac, and I guess his last name is Donaldson. Yeah, I believe that's how you say it. And he hooked me up. He's a fellow builder. He lives out here in Seattle where I'm at. I went over to his house, man. This guy, he has like a little miniature store in his house for model cars. He has some things that you're not going to see anywhere else. All types of special kits, promos. He had Lincolns. He had stuff that you don't see on any store shelf in those promo boxes. And I had went over there because I didn't have a box. I got tired of hitting switches without a box. So he went ahead, and while I was there, I went ahead and picked up two. I picked up the one for the front, back, 3-wheel motion, and then I picked up this one for the basic front and back hookup. So, and he built those things, man. I've never built them before. I don't know how difficult they are, but I opened one up and I took a look at the wiring. And, a person can figure out how to do it, but hey, it was a little bit cheaper for me to have him to do it. And so he hooked me up. He gave me that one with the long toggles. That's Mac Donaldson. He sells stuff online on Facebook, YouTube. Man, he does good business, man. Especially when you get to meet him up close in person. He's a really nice man. And what else I had? Oh, I got this. He gave me this for free. He threw that motor in there, but I told him I didn't have any more motors, that I used them all. He was like, you should buy in bundles. I said, man, I used them all up. And so he hooked me up with that, and he sold me some cool rims because we're having problems finding rims right now. Pegasus is moving to a larger location or something like that, I believe. So we're having problems finding wheels. So he he took the time. He searched around. He didn't really have any rims to sell either. All his stuff is basically for him. He had more rims without tires than anything. So we're having some type of wheel shortage, but he hooked me up, man. He got me those. One of them had a problem on it, but I cleaned them up so good I can't even see it. Those were the first round generation Daytons that they had came out with. I really liked those when they had first came out. And then those are like the second round generation rims. I'm trying to focus on it. I'll get a little closer. I guess the light is off. But yeah, those are the second generation. Those are like all spokes. And these are like more solid and filled in. Car got dust on it, but that's okay. I'm going to clean it up and put that nice jet black on it. Maybe a black lacquer. I'll go for the black lacquer. I really like how that came out once I used it before. And my skills have gotten a little better, so that should come out. And one more thing I had to show you. You see these tires right here? They come out of the Cadillac kit. And I've noticed that when people put this kit together, when you put these rims together, you have to push that rim in there really deeply, or it'll look funny. It won't look like a rim. On here, I can't really tell if they pushed them in all the way deeply. I think they did, but because they painted the back of the spoke part, they put a white trim around it, so they did a good job actually at getting them in there. But I noticed that if you don't push those rims in all the way, they're gonna look funny because because the spokes will be too close to the outer part. So I took the time and I cleaned them up and I black washed them. I did a black wash on them, and I cleaned them up, sanded them up wherever there was little nipples of plastic hanging off. And yeah, man, I pushed them in there really deeply, and they're not that bad. They're not that bad. They're almost the same size as the Jeffries 13-inch, because when I went over to McDonaldson's place, he had two sets of them. He had the gold ones and he had the chrome ones. Those things are pretty expensive too. I asked them the price for them, man. Those things were $50. I was like, wow, those are nice. Have fun with those. Well, yeah, and then he hooked me up. He sold me these right here, so I don't have to build them for this. And I really like the Supernatural frame because it comes apart like this. You have that subframe, so you can really get up in there. And the last tip that I wanted to tell you was that when you get this Supernatural car, it has under the hood, it's going to tell you in the directions. And if you do not read the direction, this will go right over your head. This little bar right here that goes over the top of the radiator, it has to be sanded down in order for your hood to fit flush on there. But what I did was, it took me about 2 seconds. I took this lighter and I did that, and I held it to the thickest part of the flame on the lower part right there at the bottom. And I just held it right there for a second. And I pushed it down. And I did it right there for a second and pushed it down. Man, you can look at it yourself, man. It looks just fine, you know, especially when I sand it and paint in there, it's going to look really clean. But this bar right out the gate comes uneven, and it tells you specifically in the direction in the manual to sand that or to do whatever you have to do to bring it down. But like I said, 1 second with the heat, 1 second with the heat, push down, and man, check it out. The hood, the first try, the hood dropped right on there. It dropped right on there perfectly. So, but I'm not the only one. Whoever gets this kit, you're going to have to do that. You're going to think something's wrong with your hood. But that's Eddie Block with the update, and a shout out to McDonaldson for hooking me up with those dope boxes. And stay tuned for the goon car, the Supernatural goon car, because that's what this is going to be. That's Eddie Block. Peace.